This is the first time this has happened where there's a voice that announces that this is being recorded. And when I put it on pause, it said that it had ended or was turned off. And it's like, where did that come from? I've never had that. Have you had that happen with Zoom?
No, must be
No?
some update.
Oh, it must be. But anyway, we are recording. But so welcome everybody. Happy Monday. And Wednesday is the full moon and the lunar eclipse. So it's going to be quite powerful. And there have been some CMEs from the sun, and they don't think that they're hurled right directly at the earth, but they're keeping a close eye on it, because these CMEs are pretty powerful. They're bigger than they have been in years and years. So coronal mass ejections or ejections, one of those two, coronal mass ejections. So that's why I asked about symptoms, if you had been feeling any headaches or lethargic or any symptoms that you don't normally feel, because those have been coming off the sun. And of course, David Wilcock is saying that there will be a solar flash during the ascension. So we're just kind of keeping an eye on those CMEs, and those can cause volcanoes and plate shifts and lots of things. So just a interesting time. And with that full moon in Taurus and a lot of Sagittarian energy there, it should be kind of interesting. But it's like a good energy. It's positive and supportive. And then the eclipse is the lunar eclipse is Wednesday, and then the solar eclipse will be like 2 weeks later. So if you start to feel, any symptoms like that, you might just get a little extra rest if you can, if you feel that's right for you. So our quotation is by Fyodor Dostoevsky, the Russian author, and it's very short. It says, love life more than the meaning of it. Love life more than the meaning of it. So I think he's saying, get out of your head and into your heart. But let's see what that signifies to you. But he's a very famous author, and I was surprised to see one of those in the Zen calendar. But we'll focus on loving life and yoga and our journeys, our bodies. So to start, let's just rub our hands together and create some heat in our palms. And I don't think either of you have glasses on, but just create some heat, and then take your palms over your eyes and allow the energy from your palms to go into your eyes, your eyeballs, your optic nerve behind your eyeballs, your eyelids, and allow some healing to go in there, some energy to support your eyes and let them rest and rejuvenate a little bit. And then just rub your hands one more time, and we'll repeat that. And then palms over your eyes. Absorb that energy. And we'll add another area of the body since we were talking about the psoas muscles and the hips. So just rub your hands again and bring your hands onto your hip joints, like between your hip bone and your thigh. If you can squeeze your hand in there and allow the energy to go in. Absorb it. Just if you don't physically feel it, just imagine that you feel it. Imagine like sucking it in to your body. And one more time, rubbing your hands together and bring your hands around to your hips or your low back or anywhere that your body is saying, here, here, I need some energy here. Now you hear your whole body clamoring for energy, right? All right. And then just relax your arms and hands wherever you wish to place them. And if you wish, just close your eyes. Let this be restful also for your eyes as we come into our centering practice. Become present. Notice your breathing, your pattern, your pace. Let yourself come down from the day, your work activities and busy exertion of energy. Notice your body, how it's feeling, how are your shoulders doing, your neck, face. Is your face all wrinkled up in grimace or is it pretty relaxed? Your jaw and tongue. Check in on your spinal column. Also your solar plexus area, your belly, your power center, your own personal sunshine. And once again, notice hips and groin area, your psoas muscles, your thighs and knees. See if there's any comments from your calf muscles, ankles, and feet. And for our attunement to breath, I'd like to come up into standing. And we'll just work on our attunement to breath from here. So just coming into Tadasana or Samasthiti. Check your posture, drawing the navel up, lifting the ribs and the chest, shoulders dropping down, and lengthen in your spine, down your back. And root into the earth through the soles of your feet. Feel yourself like growing roots right down in and holding on to Earth Mother to stabilize you. And from here, we'll separate our feet, just maybe hip width apart or even a little bit more. And we'll attune to breath from here, just bringing palms in to Anjali Mudra and breathing up. We're going to come into a swan dive. So breathe up, open out, and exhale. Hinge forward, gently coming down. And then breathe as you lengthen out and lift back up. And arms out to the side. Exhale as you come down into your swan. And breathe and come back up, pressing the soles of the feet into the ground. And again, exhale into your swan dive. And one more time. Arms out to the side, lengthen out, activate legs and lift. And come down into your swan dive with your out breath. And from here, just bend one knee and then the other, and let your hip stretch on the leg that is straight. Just let an exaggerated knee bend on that side so that the other side is getting a stretch, just back and forth, but allowing your hips to kind of emerge out to the side, to the back. It's a lovely stretch. And then with your fingertips or palms on the mat, just bend your knees and come down. And we'll open our hips. Just separate your feet a little wider. And then we'll open one leg, take it back, and go side to side a few times. Notice how it feels in your groin, your hip joint. if you have any pain or tightness. And then we'll come into center. Let our feet come down as far as they will. Bring palms together. Press your knees open with your elbows and lengthen up nice and tall in your spine. See if your thumbs will come to your sternum, the breastbone. And breathe. Okay, and then bring your palms down and see if you can hop out into a plank pose. Just hop out. And we're going to take our legs in and out to the side. So just hop out, hop in, out, in. And then come into your plank. Now just scoop down. It doesn't have to be all the way, but scoop down and round your back, arching as you come back up. Come up onto your toes. Press up in your hips. Come into plank. And another soften your elbows and scoop through. Lift up onto your toes. Stretch your shoulders down. Come back into plank. Breathe. And scoop it forward. This time, let your legs, tops of your feet, come down and just look side to side towards your feet. Feel that stretch. And then kind of wiggle your way into center with elbows in. Press the pubic triangle down. So you need your hips engaged. And pull back into child's pose. You can stretch your arms forward if you wish, or come back into the classic child's pose with your arms next to your legs and palms up. All right. And then we'll just lift up. Bring your left foot forward. Stretch your right leg back into sun pose. Lift your chin, honoring the sun, even though it has sunspots and it's hurling plasma in our direction. And then we'll come into our twist. Relax your hips down. Breathe. Now plant your right hand down on the ground. Come onto the edge, the outer edge of your right foot, and just kind of slide your left leg back and lay it right on top of the right foot in a side plank. And come around into front plank. And pull back into child's pose, or actually puppy stretch here. And then lift up, bring your right foot forward, stretch the left leg back into sun pose. Lift your chin. Lifting your chin here also helps you to relax the hips down. And then lift into your twist, right arm up. Relax your hips down. Now spread your fingers and really plant your left hand down. Take the left foot out onto the outer edge and just inchworm your right leg back and lay your foot on top of the lower leg into your side plank. Be aware of your solar plexus and low abs here. And then come around to the front plank. Lift into downward facing dog. A luscious stretch for your calf muscles here. Okay, a little bit more for the psoas. Lift your left leg up towards the ceiling. Bend your knee and open the hip. Keep shoulders forward. Lift the knee. Take it back. And return into down dog. And lift your right leg up. Bend the knee, lift it up, and open the hip. Come back into down dog. And just lower down once again in child's pose. Bend your elbows and bring your arms back by your legs, thumbs by your ankles, palms up. And let your back stretch out. And breathe. Now a little inversion here. Bring your arms around behind you, interlace your fingers. Bring your palms together and see if you can bring your arms up to the ceiling. Stretch up, open the shoulders. Lift your arms wherever they'll go. Now we're just going to roll up onto the top of our head. Just lift your hips, roll onto the top of your head. Let your arms relax a little further. This will help computer shoulders quite a bit. It'll also nourish your brain, your eyes,
your throat. Now press your knees and your feet into the ground and start to gently, slowly lift up onto your knees. So that you're all the way up onto your knees. And just release your arms, shake them out, circle around in your shoulders. Oh, don't they feel nice and loose now, lubricated and open? You can crisscross if you like. That releases the muscles in the front after stretching them like we just did. All right. Now I'm going to turn sideways for this. Turn your toes under for Camel. We're just going to ease into it. So we're going to warm up our spines a little bit more here. First, bring your hands onto your low back, fingertips down. Bring your elbows as close as they'll come. Knees are just hip width apart. Breathe. Lift your crown, your sternum, and start to open your shoulders and press on your low back as you lean back. Just take your time. Feel the psoas muscles in the front. Keep extending, elongating the spine. And lean back a little bit. See if you can lean over your feet and then come back forward. This time, let your arms come around to the front. Let your head relax, your shoulders. Just let everything kind of round forward. And roll back up. Once again, bring your hands onto the low back. If you need to roll your mat and thicken the space that your knees are resting on, or take a blanket or cushion, you can do that if your knees start to feel a little tender. Otherwise, press on your sacrum, elbows closer, breathe and reach up. And again, lean back. Now see if you can reach one heel, reach for one heel, and take your other arm, lift it up, and bring it back by your ear so that you're making a nice line from your fingertips past your ear down to your hips. Reach, and then come forward with that straight arm. Reach for the invisible rope. All right. And then once again, palms on your sacrum, reach up and breathe. Lean back, elbows come closer. Now take your other hand, left hand on your heel, and lengthen the right arm up next to your ear. Let the shoulder open. Arch a little more in your back. That's it. Now reach for that invisible rope in front of you and pull yourself in. And just a break from Camel. Let the tops of your feet down onto the mat and settle down into child's pose. Stretch out your back from the work you just did. Take in full deep breaths so you can stretch open your spine and your ribs. All right, and we'll lift back up. You can bring your palms next to your knees or just ahead of your knees and press up. Lift up onto your knees and turn your toes under. Bring your hands onto your sacrum. Take in your breath and elongate up from the knees to the crown. Open the chest, press on your sacrum and lean back. This time we want to reach for both heels if possible. Open the chest, the ribs, the solar plexus gets a nice stretch here. Your throat. And if you feel inclined, this is optional. You can let the tops of your feet down and bring your palms down onto the soles of your feet, deepening the stretch. And then reach forward with one arm, come up, and we'll release down into child's pose once again. Stretching out our work. Arms can be anywhere that's comfortable. You can rest your head on your hands overlapped or in classic child. All right, now from here, turn around here. We're just going to lift up onto our knees, sitting on our heels for a moment. And then stretch your right arm out away from your body. Try to turn your chest and shoulders forward and bring your left arm up next to your ear. Press your hips away and reach through your fingertips. You can even bend that right elbow if you wish to give you more of a stretch, but just see how that feels and where you want to be with it. But elongate into a nice side stretch. You can look up under your arm. This is nice for the sacrum and the psoas. Now lift that arm straight up, straighten your other arm, your right arm, lift up and take your top leg out. And we're going to repeat coming into the side stretch from here. Reach through your arm. You can curve a little bit. Press down on the foot. Your toes are perpendicular. Now just open the chest. Open back like you would in flip dog. And then bring it around to the front. Come back onto both knees. And we're ready for the other side. Just a little switch up here. Taking your left arm out, just reach. And then breathe and reach your right arm up and over. Next to your ear. Look up under your shoulder, your arm. Press your hips away. They're not going to go far, just giving you a little extra stretch. And you can also bend your left arm and reach a little bit more. Now lift your right arm up, straighten your left arm, and just slide your right leg out to the side, toes forward. Breathe. And exhale into the stretch. You can even come down onto your forearm if you want to. It's optional. Try to stay in a straight line. And then reach up. Bring the leg in. And just come into your down dog here. And step your left leg forward. Just bend your knee. Bring the back foot down. Ground into the earth and press up into warrior one. And then lift the back heel. So align your legs so you're in Virabhadrasana 1. And just let your arms down, bring palms together, pull back. We're going to step it in. And other side, take your left leg back. Settle into your warrior one. Breathe arms up overhead. And then pull back, inhale, pull palms in together, taking a breath. Soften knees, take your right leg back, warrior one, palm still over your heart. Now breathe them up and pivot into warrior two. Nice and open in warrior two. Open the legs, open the shoulders, and look over your fingertips. Now breathe arms up, lift the back heel, come back into warrior one, pull back, inhale, step it in, palms together, don't go too far. And breathe. Soften knees, take your left leg back. Warrior one, breathe arms up. And pivot into warrior two. Open, nice and open in your hips, shoulders. Relax down. Pull the back foot in a couple inches. Breathe arms up overhead, pivot, lift the back heel. And this time just reach for the floor. Lower down, come down into sitting for butterfly. Some wing beats. Now you can hold on either to the foot with your right hand, or you can bring your hand all the way over to your knee, but bring the left arm around behind you for a twist. Reach up through your crown, breathe, exhale, and press into your twist. Breathe some breaths here. Tall in the spine. And just come around to the other side, either holding on to the foot, ankle, or the knee, depending on what level of twist you want. Reach up through your crown. And breathe out as you press, using your arms into your twist. Now come back to center, a couple more wing beats. Just check out your lubrication in your joints. Pull the knees down as you reach up through your crown. Taking a breath and just a little lean forward with a straight spine. All right, now just check where you're at. We're going to go into a reclining butterfly. So just lower down onto your back. Let your knees relax. Try to pull your hips under so your back can completely relax on the mat. Bring your feet in a little closer. I like to take my hands and kind of press down one leg and then the other. It just feels good to me. If you want to do that, okay. If not, that's okay too. And then just relax for a couple more breaths. Now slide one leg out on the diagonal. Until it's straight. And then the other leg, slide it out. Bring your shoulder blades underneath you. Hips, if they're not, just kind of give a tug and pull them under you so your back can relax. Palms are up. And love life more than the meaning. Let yourself soften into Shavasana. Just think about love and gratitude. Let yourself feel those emotions. Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, 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 Shanti, Shanti. Om. So now just luxuriating in your Shavasana, allowing yourself to feel the sense of well-being and love and gratitude. Start to wiggle around, moving, coming back from your rest, your transformative rest. And slide feet together and lift your knees. Draw your knees in with your hands or arms. And come to one side. Press into sitting. Hands in mudra. Locking in the goodness from your efforts in your practice today. And then bring palms into Anjali Mudra. And may you love life more than just its meaning. And enjoy the journey. Namaste, everybody. I wanted to tell you too, if you go to Facebook, where I have my group, it's called HealthyU with a U, Fit, Feisty, and Foxy. I've been giving each day or two the chakras, just a little reminder of the colors and what they mean and the balance and the unbalance. So
That's always nice to be reminded of.
yeah. Well, I recognize something. Today was the third chakra, the solar plexus, and the unbalance is quick to anger and just some things like that, you know. And it's like, oh man, I've come a long way. I recognized,
Yeah, because triple fire, that's a lot of either joy or anger.
Mhm.
So I don't feel the anger so much anymore. I think I've learned.
Yeah.
Wow, it's like wow. I I can get angry, but it's not like I used to. Just boom. So that's Sagittarius too, fire. So anyway, if you want to go look at it, it's fine. If not,
Well, thank you for the posting it.
oh
Yeah.
sure. It's fun. It's a good reminder to me too. So
Yeah.
and you can see how far you've come when you look at the balance and the unbalance and where you've been on your path. So it's kind of fun to reward yourself. Maybe
Okay,
you'll
but
have maybe you'll have um, a camel animal cookie.
Aw.
go up in bed with us, huh, Danielle?
Yeah.
Yeah, just look to see if it's under your bed, like the fairies put it there.
Aw.
So have a good night. We
You as
started
well.
late, so I made it up kind of at the end. Sorry, it just
No,
Oh, it's
thank
okay.
you.
happened
It
that
was
way.
great. It was
Yeah.
great.
Good. So I hope you feel
Needed.
better, hips,
Yep.
psoases, and eyes.
Yep.
So,
Thank you very much. You hit both of our requests. I didn't
Yeah.
mention my eye was bothering me, and boom.
there you
Okay,
go.
love you.
Love
Love you
you too.
both. Have a good one.
Have a good one.
Namaste.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Namaste.